Hello everybody, I'm Iona Walters, a Senior Solutions Consultant with Adobe, and I'd like to welcome you to this update session on Adobe Muse CC. Adobe Muse CC is the Creative Cloud tool that enables you to create HTML5 rich interactive websites without writing code. You can create temporary sites and host them via Business Catalyst for the purposes of testing and sign-off. You can produce desktop layouts as well as mobile and tablet versions of your sites. You can also publish and host up to 5 full sites via Business Catalyst with your Creative Cloud membership. So here's the Wild Isles website, which is made up of a series of fairly long scrollable pages. This is the tour page, and the first thing I'm going to do is add some persistent navigation to this page. As you can see, when I scroll down the page, I have some navigation with some rollover states, which I can click on to jump to that particular section of the page, and this uses anchor links. But once I click away from that page, there's no indication as to where I am. There's no active state showing in the navigation bar. So let's take a look at the page in Adobe Muse. You can see the navigation here, which has the various states specified. But with this new feature, I can add some persistent properties. First, I need to select Site Properties and enable active states for anchor links. And if I preview this page now, you'll see that when I scroll down to my persistent navigation, which pins to the top of the browser window, and then continue to scroll, as I move through the sections of the site, the navigation updates to show the section that I'm viewing. The next new feature is the scroll motion effect, and you can see in this release we actually have a dedicated scroll motion panel to work with, so it's making the tool really accessible and easy to use. On this page, I've got multiple scroll motion items. And if I just preview this, as I scroll up, you can see the effects that are happening. We've got the text moving across the screen, and then we've got the Creative Cloud icon coming down to a certain point and then scrolling upwards with the screen. So let's just take a little look at how we make this happen. Let me select the Adobe text first of all at the top here. And you can see I've got a key position of 98 pixels. Let's just scroll up to the top there. This basically is the trigger point for the before and the after motion. So the scrolling that happens in this section here will trigger this element here, and anything below that point will trigger the motion after key. And basically this pixel point is the point at which it passes the top of the browser window. So you can see we've got no movement happening up and down. So the Adobe text, even though the scrollings happen, will stay in a fixed horizontal position. So it's not going to move with the rest of the page. But it is going to move inwards at a speed of 2. Now that's twice the speed of the scrolling motion itself. So however fast I'm scrolling, this will move twice as fast inwards. If I want it to move actually up with the screen, I would put a 1 in here, and that would mean that it would move absolutely in time with the rest of the scrolling. And then after the key, it's going to actually move up with the screen, as I've just mentioned, at the same speed as the rest of the content, and it's going to shoot out 3 times faster than the speed at which you're scrolling. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's just take a look at the Muse icon. This is basically doing the same thing but in reverse. I can switch between the left and the right positions on these keyframes here. So then if we take a look at the Creative Cloud icon, we can see that its trigger point is much further down the page. So this is going to take a bit longer to happen. And this element here is going to be triggered at a later stage. And this is the point at which it kind of hits its fixed position and then moves up along with the rest of the content and sort of sticks to the page. So that's what we do by putting just the figure 1 in here. Before the motion key happens, it's going to move down at a speed of 2.5 times the scrolling, and it's going to stay in its fixed position horizontally. Let's just take another look at that. There we go, the text crossing. Down comes the Creative Cloud and sticks to the page and scrolls up. So I've just made a slightly more complex version of this design with some more elements down the bottom. Let's just take a quick look at that now. So I've got a transparency cloud in there shifting through in the background, several of them coming in, and then this text down at the bottom flying in from all sorts of directions. So of course, if I add some horizontal and vertical positioning to these text elements, that's how you get that diagonal movement. So I hope that makes things a bit clearer. Do have a play around with it. That's the best way to kind of get to know it and to get the balance of all of the elements coming together as you want them. You might need to change the speed at which things are happening to get them either to come in later or to get them to come into position much sooner so they don't cross over other elements, that sort of thing. So best thing is to have a play around. The other thing with this release is the iOS code has been vastly improved. So when you come to view your designs on the iPad, you'll notice much smoother scrolling and transitions of your elements. And if you have mobile sites already published, just simply republish them from Adobe Muse to take advantage of this updated code. So we've already had a lot of users getting very, very creative with scroll motion effects. Do take a look at some of the sites of the week on the Adobe Muse site. And do also take a look at my website, which is creativesneaks.com, where I'll be posting new features, tutorials, updates around all of the design tools for the Creative Cloud. You can connect with me on Twitter at Creative Sneaks, as well as via various other social media sites, so I can keep you updated as to when I publish new features and content. So I hope you found that session useful. Do take advantage of all the new things that are coming to you via the cloud, and I hope to see you very soon.